liver cause in the clinical examination? Okay, you might see hepatomegaly if the person has got a large liver. So large liver causing, how does it cause pedal edema? Abdominal distension, yes. How would it cause abdominal distension and pedal edema? The liver problem, which may not be large actually, can be large also. What happens to the liver and how does it cause pedal edema? And very good, cirrhosis of liver, yes. And how does it cause pedal edema? And even abdominal distension?
Portal hypertension.
Yes, portal hypertension will give rise to abdominal distension. Hypoalbuminemia will give rise to pedal edema. Or can portal hypertension itself give rise to pedal edema? Can it? I don't know. What do you say, Mansa? You're reading a lot of pedal edema, I think. So what does it do? I mean, does portal hypertension directly give rise to pedal edema or is it because of hypoalbuminemia in cirrhosis? What is the mechanism? No thesis around this? Yeah, each and every question is basically coming out of a thesis. First we make a hypothesis, then we see whether it's true in 1,000 people. Then if it's true, it's fine. Okay, so outflow from where? Hypertension. Portal vein is outflow or inflow to the liver? So inflow to the liver is obstructed. So the inflow if it is excessive, then the increased pressure in the portal vein tributaries, like what are the tributaries of the portal vein? I mean, what makes the portal vein? Where the pressure? Very good. So where will the pressure get reflected to? Just like here you have pedal edema, where will the edema be? To answer Mansa's question. Yes, abdomen where? What? Very good. Yes. See, Manisha knows a lot of anatomy. Yes, good, very good. So the pressure goes all the way down to the peritoneal capillaries and that gets filtered and that is the mechanism of ascites. So maybe portal vein obstruction, portal hypertension, peritoneal edema. That is also peritoneal edema basically. And pedal edema because of hypoalbuminemia. Maybe that is what is the mechanism of cirrhosis. So Mansa, do you have anything to disagree or agree here?
10 minutes.
Okay, 10 minutes. She wants to read it for some time. Alright. Peripheral arterial vasodilation coming from Arvind, I don't know why. What is the context? Cirrhosis. In cirrhosis, you have peripheral arterial vasodilation to cause pedal edema. That's what you mean to say? Causing ascites. Okay, ascites is because of superior mesenteric arterial vasodilation, he is saying. Basically any artery which is supplying the mesentery, basically the peritoneum around the intestine, there is a vasodilation of the artery according to him. Now we don't know, he is just making a hypothesis, trying to recall here and there. So how many of you agree with this? Without even looking at him also. This to basically from your brain googling what can you say? Molecular weight. Okay, you mean to say you already know molecular weight. So you want to compare it inside the blood. So what is the principle applied in this machine? Anybody? Okay, I'll give you a hint. Einstein got the Nobel Prize for this. Although I don't know, I have to read up whether he actually did any experiments. Because all we know about Einstein is he never did any experiment. He just sat in a office and he looked at others' experiments, others' discoveries. He used to work in a patent office.
Relativity.
Yeah, he did not get the Nobel Prize for theory of relativity. I think that is well known. That came later. I mean, of course, he had made his mark on relativity even earlier, but he did not get the Nobel Prize for that. It was for the discovery of the photoelectric effect. But again, I am intrigued whether he really discovered it or not, because we know him as a thinker rather than a lab-based scientist. So maybe you should read up that part also. And so photoelectric effect, what is that? So when when electricity, when light falls on a plate, then some kind of photons fall on a plate, electrons are released, and you can measure the electrons. Electricity is generated, simplistically to put it. So, what kind of electricity will be generated by what kind of photons here in every day is being generated in our lab? What is the change of photon means? Change of color. So, how do we make the albumin change color, which allows us to realize the optical density of that albumin? So, how do we do that? So, essentially, it's all about optical density. Now, a little bit is coming into your memory. You had this nomogram of optical density. You use a colorimeter. See, the name is also suggested, colorimeter. So, basically, you are measuring color, colorimeter. So nothing but a colorimeter there. So, but it is all done not like you did in your lab experiments. It is done electronically because of that theory, that when color change happens, electricity will kind of be able to measure it, the optical density. So here what we do is simple. What you have to do is you go to the lab and you have to make that color change. So how does the machine do that? When you introduce the blood to the machine. So what the technician knows is, I just put the blood here, I inject the blood into the machine does the rest. So what is happening there? What the machine does, and in good labs, in fact my previous medical college, it was always put there in the wall. So for each and every albumin, globulin, potassium, this, that, many other things, you have a compound which can react with it and which can produce a change in color. So each and every test will have a separate chemical, reagent we call it. You heard of reagents? Yeah, that is what it is. So that reagent combines with the particular element in the blood and forms a different compound. And that compound is basically changing that color to produce the optical density change, which will be taken up by the electronic measurement system. That way it will give you a number. So you see how quickly these things are happening, which took 200 years for us to discover. Now we take it for granted. Okay, so good, we learned something about biochemistry also, but yeah, you will have. Okay, just tell us the main findings. Mild pallor. What about pedal edema? Pedal edema, yes. Ecchymosis in the right side. How do you explain that? Okay. Yes, lascia. How do you explain that? Ecchymosis. Have you seen this patient? I hope all of you are seeing everybody's patients. Or you have too much work to do in one unit. At least the patient who is getting presented, you must see previous days. Okay, show us the ecchymosis. Who's operating that computer? Yeah, Manisha, you operate. Show us the ecchymosis of the patient. So yes, luckily last year, even if you didn't see, we have brought the patient to you in the video or whatever. Yeah, click on that. You are right. Click on that only. What is this? Why is it called ecchymosis? Discoloration of the skin, very good. Why? Because of? Very good. Bleeding into the skin. So why is he bleeding into the skin? I mean, why do people bleed into the skin? In general question. Low platelet 1, yes. Platelet plugging is not there, so spontaneously bleeding into the skin. And sometimes when you get hurt, you bleed into the skin. How? Is it because of low platelet or what? I mean, it's because of trauma. How does trauma cause? Okay, so trauma basically damages the vessels and they start bleeding. So could this elderly man be having spontaneous bleed? Do the elderly people have spontaneous bleed, also known as senile purpura? Is it because of low platelets or because of vessel problem? So bleed can be because of two reasons. One is a vessel problem, one is a platelet problem. Even in dengue, the same thing holds. In dengue, you can have purpura because of a vessel problem as well as a platelet problem. So vessel problem can happen in other diseases like scurvy, gum bleeding and all those things. All because of vessel problem. Why do you have vessel problem in scurvy? Biochemistry question. What is the molecular mechanism of scurvy? Very good. Collagen what? Collagen synthesis is affected by vitamin C and collagen is required for building up of the vessel wall. Isn't it? So that is one thing. But how vitamin C helps in collagen synthesis, that of course is the real biochemistry question, which cross linking of collagen fibrils. How does vitamin C help here? Yeah, that is the real biochemistry question. Hydroxylation of? Oh, she's really going strong here, huh? Not. So, are you having a lot of these coaching classes on vitamin C hydroxylation? In dance, whatever it is that you all attend? So, hydroxylation, that's it? Of? Fluorine. Proline residues. Proline protein residues. Proline is a part of the collagen. I mean, it's an amino acid. So that amino acid is from the collagen protein, and that gets hydroxylated by vitamin C somehow. Or vitamin C is a catalyst in that hydroxylation. That's it. No more. Okay, so it happened after you took out the blood. Yeah, so, but it doesn't happen in everyone. Here the platelets could not plug the vessel. That's why it happened. It went on leaking. So why is the platelet? Is he having thrombocytopenia, or can it happen due to other reasons? Huh? What? Idiopathic is the last thing. Thrombocytopenia one. What is the other thing which? Coagulation is okay. Coagulation is different. Coagulation is like after the platelet plugging happens, then it happens.
Actually, whenever we are pricking it,
Yeah. So you mean to say
it is not getting clotted.
because so it's all because of a clotting factor thing we are not getting bleeding after pricking. That is according to you it should be. Or what else?
Once you prick, it should get clotted as soon as possible.
But no, unless there is plugging, if you prick and bring out the needle, if there is no plugging, even if there is clotting, how will it help? Okay, now you don't need that. Actually, the other thing which we wanted to hear is platelet dysfunction. Even if the platelets are there, number full, 1.6 lakhs, let us say, more than 1.5, but they may not be working. And in what people they don't work? In renal failure they don't work. And the other is the commonest induced platelet dysfunction in this world today. Most of your family members are having platelet dysfunction because of that. Is which drug? Is aspirin. I mean, when you say NSAID, it seems all family members are having knee pain. But it is aspirin, which they are taking because of us doctors who are told that you have to take aspirin if you don't want to die of heart attack. Although we are not sure, nobody has done any study of the real experiment which the doctors did 50 years back with aspirin.